Hello, cyber folks. This is Michael Sargent, cybersecurity analyst at KC. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about defense in depth. Okay, so we're working at a company, Cowie Clothing, a clothing company that is fairly new, only 2 years, and it's growing pretty rapidly. Now, because of this rapid growth, the executives and higher ups have not been very focused on the cybersecurity aspect of things. And that's why I'm going to try to implement a new sort of business philosophy here, which is going to be called defense in depth. This philosophy has been shown by research to improve a company's overall cyber defense. And the two main things I'm going to be talking about are what it is and what are the benefits of it. So it is essentially having multiple layers of defense. So that way, if one fails, there are others that can prevent attacks. And an article written by security researcher Ashley Waters says this method yields greater protective force against attacks because you have redundant safeguards throughout your environment. That's Waters 2021. And let's talk about this graphic at the right. So I know you guys understand administrative, physical, and technical controls, but this is a visual representation of some layers here. So we got hardware, software, network, procedures, policy. So if something doesn't work, we got the network layer. If that fails, we go down to the hardware layer. And then we have, procedures and policy, and then physical controls, of course. And that graphic is from Imperva. No date on that. So with defense in depth, we're talking about having multiple layers of defense. So really, there are tons and tons of layers, but I'm just going to talk about three possible ones. So we got firewalls, which are going to keep the network safe. And an article written by Allison Johansson. She says firewalls filter traffic and block outsiders from gaining unauthorized access to the private data on your computer. And application security keeps the website safe. And Cloudflare says that web application security is a central component of any web-based business. And we do have a website where customers can order clothes on, so that's another important thing to think about. And user training, when we're talking about user training, we're referring to security awareness training and education program, which of course you guys know is done to train employees on recognizing attacks like social engineering, phishing emails, and that sort of stuff. And the user training information is from Hickey, and the application is from Cloudflare. So the benefits here. So let's talk about the benefits of implementing this kind of philosophy in the form of, firewalls, application security, and user training. So a firewall could block the connection to a website that's attempting to download malware or block the malware from being downloaded. So, if someone goes to an unsafe website and they accidentally download malware, that could put the workstation out of operation, and then you got to have administrators fix it, and then that person has nothing to do, so that's losing productivity. And with the firewall, that sort of thing is going to be prevented. Application security is going to keep the website up and could prevent legal troubles. So when we're talking about keeping the website up, things like denial of service attack, web application security handles that kind of stuff. And as far as the legal issues, if we're processing credit card information, we collect details on customers on the website, and hackers can use certain attacks to see customers' credit cards or see their information through our website. And if that were to happen, we would have a bad reputation and lose business, and then possible legal action as well because we lost people's data. So that's why I want to keep that application secured. Now, user training is a pretty big one as well. So it's going to help our users not click a link in an email, or because you might think the firewall could prevent the malware. So why user training? And that is because even if the firewall is really strong, a social engineer could convince an employee to give away their credentials, their username and their password for free. So that's why we need that other layer. We need that firewall and that user training to protect against, that variety of attack. So in conclusion, adopting defense in depth philosophy at KC will keep companies safe from a variety of threats. And we're going to, when we're specifically talking about the use of firewalls, web application security, and user training, and these give us those layers of defense in case one fails. And then we have a nice graphic over here. So that is image credit to Zane, and it is showing an attacker trying to get into a network. So you can see the skull and bones is the attacker, and then the firewall is blocking that connection. So that was just a cute little visual representation. And we have our references page as well. And all right, guys, well, I appreciate you for listening, and that's all I have for you today.